It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game is missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so I had to discuss this, man, because this was I didn't know how to quite interpret this when I first heard it, so I'm going to try to make sense of it while I'm talking to you guys. On that December 23rd Saudi Arabia card, you know, my main man, 50 grand, El Animal, one of the most ducked and avoided and feared fighters in boxing, one of the best heavyweights in the world, the IBF mandatory, Filip Hrgovic, he's going to make his return to the ring. It'll be his second fight of 2023, and he's going to be on that loaded Saudi Arabia card. And I got to be honest, man, he got probably the worst opponent possible out of all the fighters on the card. Not worse in the sense of, like, you know, that he might lose, but worse in the sense of it looks like a cherry pick and it's going to do absolutely nothing to enhance his reputation in boxing. And Hrgovic is fighting Mark De Mori. Yes, that Mark De Mori. The same Mark De Mori who, what was it, 7 or 8 years ago, fought David Haye. When David Haye was kind of on the comeback trail on some random UK channel I never heard of called Dave, and he got blasted out in a round. And ever since then, he's just been fighting guys we never heard of, and you know, he's been getting some wins, but at the world level, Mark De Mori has proven to not be someone that can cut it at the world level. Now, he's talking a good game about how he's going to come in a fight and how he's not going to box Hrgovic, and we will see, but this fight really does nothing for Hrgovic. This fight really isn't going to be something that pushes him forward, and truth be told, I just think it's him looking to make some money and stay busy while he waits for his big shot. So, you know, I guess good managerial job by Keith Connolly, but the fight itself as a boxing fan doesn't really excite me as a Hrgovic, as a big fan of Hrgovic. But still, he has a job to do, and he should beat Mark De Mori. I think it'll be a chance for Hrgovic to continue to work on some things that he's been, you know, drilling in the gym with Ronnie Shields. But a lot of people, they don't give him the credit already. Like, people don't give him his credit for fighting the high-risk, low-reward southpaws like Zhang, the high-risk, low-reward southpaws like Otto Wallin Dempsey McKean. And it's crazy, right? Because I remember the last time I made a Hrgovic video, it was reported that he was going to fight Otto Wallin for that vacant IBF title when and if Fury and Usyk declare a rematch, which they're going to, because there's going to be so much money in the rematch. Why wouldn't they do a rematch, right? So I guess the way I'm going to interpret it is Hrgovic is getting a fight, another fight in to stay busy, to stay active, to stay, you know, paid in the intermediate period while he waits for his big title shot against the Joshua Wallin winner, because you know, Joshua was number 2, Wallin was number 3 after the Dempsey McKean fight, and then the IBF went ahead and they updated the rankings. Wallin went from 3 to 2, Joshua went from 2 to 3. So I guess they're gonna settle and they're gonna consolidate who's number 2 out of those guys, and then the winner of that fight should be fighting Hrgovic for the vacant IBF title next year. Now, let's talk about that for a second. You know, who would I rather see Hrgovic fight? Now, I'd rather see Hrgovic fight Anthony Joshua, because the reality is Hrgovic has already defeated 2 high-risk, low-reward southpaws that were in the rankings. I want him to fight a big name. I want him to fight someone that if he beats them, he's going to get credit, because as good as Otto Wallin has proven to be, you know, 6 wins in a row since he lost to Fury, he's not a big name. And Hrgovic beating him doesn't really do a ton for him, even if it is for the title. I want it to be Joshua, because I think he could beat Joshua. Joshua is one of the biggest names of this era, and I think if he fights Joshua, not only will he beat Joshua, it'll be the most emphatic loss of Joshua's career, more emphatic than any of the Usyk fights, more emphatic than the India Reese fight. I think Hrgovic is going to permanently retire Anthony Joshua. So I'm hoping he beats Wallin, and I hope that fight can happen next year for the IBF title, because it's a better fight and more storylines, and he'll get more credit if he wins, and it'll springboard him into being a star in the division, I think, right? But again, Otto Wallin's a good fighter. I take nothing from him, and that'll obviously be a good fight too. But Otto Wallin, he's too similar to the guys he's been fighting, you know, which is ranked southpaw fighters who, quite frankly, you know, he won't get credit for fighting because they don't even give him credit for beating Zhang. They say Zhang beat him, right? And even if he would have blew Zhang out, they would have just said Zhang is nobody. And you know, same thing goes for Denton McKean. They say they don't even give him credit for that. They say, oh, he didn't look good when he literally stopped the guy on his feet in the 12th round. And this guy came to survive. So, you know, it's really, I want us to get the Joshua fight, but he can't overlook Mark De Mori. Mark De Mori says he's going to come to win. I'm sure he's got ambitions and plans, and you never really know what's going on a fighter's head and in his spirit, and you never know what they're fighting for. You don't know what's happened in their life, so you got to take every fighter seriously, because any fighter is liable to have that one night where they put it all together, and it will be for the betterment of Hrgovic to not underestimate the words of his opponent and take care of business. But again, the critics who have criticized him in the past for fighting guys like Emil Amadovic and you know, Rydell Booker, who, by the way, Rydell Booker was, he was old, but nobody ever beat Rydell Booker as decisively as Hrgovic did. But I remember he got criticism for that fight. Emil Amadovic, you know, some people like to call Hrgovic overrated cherry-picking fighter. I don't quite see it that way. I think he's a guy that doesn't have the most money behind him with the Southerlands. And on top of that, you know, a lot of the top guys have found financial incentives to not fight him. So that's why the fights haven't happened for him as quickly as maybe some of the other heavyweights, because he's from Croatia and there's not as much money behind him as there would be, let's say, a Joshua or a Fury or a Wilder, you know, fighters from countries where there's more investment in boxing, like the USA or the UK. So on that note, those are my thoughts on Hrgovic versus Mark De Mori. We know what Mark De Mori is. He's the guy that got knocked out in a round by David Haye, so I expect Hrgovic to do a straight demolition job, and that should set the stage for what's going to be the biggest year of his career in 2024, as he will get his heavyweight title shot and get his chance to prove himself among the elites. But he's got to take care of business first. That's what it is. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True Street Sports Empire. We're here at the Hatanaka Boxing Gym in Nagoya, Japan. And for more great videos just like this one, make sure you guys click right here.